The Department of Transport has called on the Road Traffic Infringement Agency to be ready for any possible outcome of the pending ConCourt ruling on the AARTO Act. In January last year, the High Court sent government back to the drawing board, declaring both the AARTO Act and the AARTO Amendment Act invalid. Joining us now is Lisa Mangcu, who is the Deputy Minister of Transport. Deputy Minister, thank you for making time for us. What's the plan by the RTIA if the ConCourt, in fact, upholds the High Court's decision?
Thank you very much, Clement, to you and your viewers. The RTIA, or the Infringement Agency, has presented a three-part of saying if the court were to agree with the High Court of Northern Gauteng on the matter of AARTO, we must go back to the drawing board and go back to Parliament and do the necessary as the court would direct whenever they direct. Well, maybe firstly, our first prize is that the ConCourt should not agree with that judgment, which means we will roll out. Secondly, should they do, there are two particular aspects that the court said is that we are, or the Act is usurping powers of the municipalities and of the provinces. Of course, should the court agree with that, we will then go back to the legislator and be able to effect whatever changes that need to be. And thirdly, we are saying if the court says this whole legislation is unconstitutional, which we don't think will happen, what should we do? Now, if you look at the papers that were submitted by the Minister of Transport last year, November 22, the minister then, which is still the fact now, disagrees with that agreement in the appealing to say, even currently, although the function is concurrent, but the legislation or the regulation part of the existing legislation is the purview of the Minister of Transport. So that is the state of readiness of RTIA in terms of whatever eventuality that could happen.
What was envisaged by this act? What did you think it would bring to benefit people on the roads? Was it necessary for road safety interventions?
Yes. At the back of the AARTO Act is to improve road safety. Currently, any offense is a criminal offense. Therefore, you must go to court and appear, or you can be criminally charged. So what the AARTO Act in simple terms does, it brings an administration or an administrative way of dealing with fines. Issue an infringement, you pay on time, you have a discount, you have an opportunity to appeal, but all these remove the logging of the criminal courts in terms of the justice system, but deal with road traffic infringements in an administrative way. At the end of it, it's intended to improve road safety. Another element of the Act is that of a demerit point system, which simply put, the repeat offenders would ultimately, depending on those offenses, lose their driving licenses, which we believe will send a strong message of road safety and also be able to improve road safety, which is ultimately what our goal is.
Let me also ask you about what's happened in Cape Town. How far are you with the relocation of the families that are living near Cape Town's railway tracks? The MPs were not impressed with how this process has been handled.
Yes, I was at Scopa and I did voice our dissatisfaction at the way the city of Cape Town has participated. Firstly, we entered into, by we I mean all the stakeholders, transport, housing, HDA and others, on an implementation protocol which says each party is going to do the following to bring their part on ensuring that we relocate these people. Now, up to date, we find that the city of Cape Town has been, in our view at least, creating stumbling blocks of rezoning or declaring land as an emergency relocation. They are basing it on a Section 68 of the city's bylaws. We are not saying the city should break the bylaws. We are saying because the city is saying to us they are committed to helping and moving the people. And we are saying, if a particular section of your bylaws is not helping us, what solution are you bringing? So that is where the dissatisfaction with the city of Cape Town arises.
Has money been transferred to the city to assist?
Yes, there was money transferred to the city by the Department of Housing and Human Settlements to the tune of 111 million rand. Of that amount of money, the city had indicated in a form of a submission to Housing and Human Settlement the amount of money that they needed to deal with the whole issue of informal settlements. Part of that was an amount of approximately 50 million rand, which was specifically going to create a new human settlement for the people who are going to be removed from the rail or the space where PRASA must be reintroducing their trains.
Yeah.
And the city has indicated that they are unable to spend that money, and therefore they will be returning it to the national fiscus.
Lisa Mangcu, Deputy Minister of Transport, thank you for joining us.